Tonight on Global TV News Prime. ECOWAS to adopt new approach on Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger. In business, crude oil prices dropped by 8% to $78.17 kobo per barrel. On the foreign scene, UK Health and Security Agency announces a rare human case of bird flu. Tonight in sports, British heavyweights Dillian White targets a trilogy with Anthony Joshua. Hello and a very warm welcome to all of our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Prime on television, coming to you live from the nation. I am Uyi. Reminding all of our viewers that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times 276, as well as night concerts are free to air. Let's begin tonight by telling you President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, has reaffirmed Nigeria's readiness to collaborate with Switzerland to drive innovation, diversify the economy, and create lasting opportunities for future generations. Akpabio highlighted Nigeria's position as Africa's largest economy and a member of the African Continental Free Trade Area, emphasizing the country's willingness to engage with the European Free Trade Association beyond traditional trade partnerships. The head of the European Union delegation to Nigeria and Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, Ambassador Gautier Minot, has called on ECOWAS to adopt a new approach in its dealings with Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger Republic, collectively known as the Alliance of Sahel States. Speaking in Abuja during a media briefing, Minot expressed the EU's regret over the withdrawal of the three nations from the bloc, emphasizing that regional integration is vital for prosperity and stability. And coming closer to home now, President Bola Tinubu has commissioned multiple projects executed by Kogi State Governor Ahmed Ododo as part of the governor's one-year anniversary. The president was represented by Vice President Kashif Shettima, who arrived in company of All Progressives Congress APC's national chairman, Dr. Umar Ganduje, and Edo State Governor, Senator Mande Okpebolo. The projects first commissioned in the states are Zone 8 Zango Daji Kaduna Junction Road and Zone 8 Krusha Road. Addressing the president's delegation, Governor Ododo said the projects demonstrate his desire to improve the well-being of the people of Kogi State. The Federal Civil Service Commission has announced the commencement of its 2025 recruitment exercise for various positions across the Federal Civil Service. In a statement released and signed by Head of Press and Public Relations, Taiwo Hassan, the Commission invited eligible Nigerians to submit applications for available vacancies. Candidates are allowed to apply for only one position and must submit their applications before the deadline of Monday, March 10, 2025. Speaker of Lagos State House of Assembly, Mojisola Miranda, has officially moved into the Speaker's office at the Lagos State House of Assembly complex. Security around the Assembly complex was reportedly heightened ahead of the plenary session following speculations of a potential showdown in the House, as former Speaker Mudashiru Obasa had claimed he remains the House Speaker. Obasa was replaced by Miranda after being removed by the majority of House members on January 13, 2025, following allegations of misconduct and financial misappropriation. The Federal Civil Service Commission has announced the commencement of its 2025 recruitment exercise for various positions across the Federal Civil Service, and we hope Nigerians, especially those seeking opportunities, will take advantage of that opening. Let's turn to other stories for you tonight. The federal government, through the National Office for Technology Acquisition and Promotion, has successfully secured a total of 340 patent certificates for inventors and researchers in Nigeria since 2010. This was announced by Minister of the Federal Ministry of Innovation, Science and Technology, Uche Nnanji, during the official presentation of patent certificates to researchers and inventors in Nigeria. In his keynote address, Nnanji emphasized the importance of intellectual property and innovation in driving the nation's industrialization and economic growth. In commemoration of the Data Privacy Week, the Accountability Lab Nigeria has organized a two-day workshop for Federal High Court judges, magistrates, and other legal practitioners aimed at drawing awareness to digital rights and the role of judiciary in their protection. Sharon Ajay was there for Global Television and now reports.
Digital rights are the human rights that apply to the digital world. They protect fundamental rights like freedom of expression, privacy, and access to information in the context of the internet, social media, and other digital technologies. The Accountability Lab Nigeria Country Director, OD Friday, stated that it is crucial to facilitate the conversation with the judges in order to raise awareness on digital rights and close the gap between the data protection rights and legal practitioners.
Basically, we're having a digital rights innovation lab conversation. Basically, it looks at seeing how we can improve the conversation on digital rights on the National Data Protection Act and how citizens are able to uphold their rights and understand their rights when it comes to digital or data protection and data privacy. We are working together today with judges to create an understanding, to create a conversation where we are able to understand their role in protecting the freedom of expression in Nigeria, freedom of association, as it aligns with the current situation which we have seen in the digital ecosystem or the digital sphere.
Digital gender media rights advocate Mojurayo Ogunlana expressed optimism and applauded the judges for their interest in and commitment to the cause of digital rights awareness.
As a public speaker, one of the things I do is to assess my audience at every point in time. So you see that sometimes I take out time to say brainstorming. I do that deliberately to let them engage. But I see that normally judges will not engage in public fora like that. But the few that were engaging, you could see that they were listening very carefully. Even the ones that were not even addressing the topic, as I was saying, they were listening and they were following. And again, we've already made up our minds that we will still share the slides with them, that they can even digest it. And also, what we have done now, we have raised questions that they will want to research on their own.
The judiciary plays a crucial role in the protection of digital rights by interpreting and applying existing laws to the digital technologies. Sharon Ajay reporting for Global TV News.
Sharon Ajay reporting there for us. Thank you so very much for your reporting tonight, Sharon. Vice President Kashif Shettima has assured Nigerians that the current administration will continue to provide the values of the democratic systems by fixing major weaknesses of the economy, securing communities, fighting corruption, strengthening the independence of the judiciary, and improving national cohesion. The Vice President stated this in Abuja at the National Conference on Strengthening Democracy in Nigeria, themed Strengthening Nigeria's Democracy, Pathways to Good Governance and Political Integrity, where he was represented by Special Advisor on Political Issues, Hakeem Baba Ahmed, who said, while democracy is not a perfect system, it is still considered the best form of government compared to others. Former presidential candidate and activist Omoyele Sowore has been granted bail following his engagement with the Force Intelligence Department of the Nigeria Police Force in Abuja. However, Sowore vowed to reject any bail conditions that he believed could undermine his innocence, dignity, or integrity. The activist was invited by the police for questioning after he uploaded a viral video alleging extortion by officers at a checkpoint in Lagos, as well as to address multiple allegations, including resisting and obstructing public officers, disobedience to lawful orders, cyber stalking, and actions allegedly intended to prevent arrest. The federal government has moved to establish a centralized and harmonized data bank with a unified platform that will consolidate all critical education data in the country. Hence, it has inaugurated a 25-man implementation committee for the Education Data Initiative. The project, termed the Nigerian Education Digitalization Initiative Implementation Team, was inaugurated in Abuja by Minister of Education Maruf Tunji Alausa. Speaking at the inauguration, the minister said the Nigerian Education Data Initiative is a bold response to addressing long-standing challenges in the sector, noting that the data bank will not merely house information but serve as the foundation for evidence-based decision-making and policy development. The National Identity Management Commission, NIMC, says it will roll out an improved multi-purpose biometric identity card. The Director General and Chief Executive Officer of the Commission, Abisoye Koka Odushote, who disclosed these at a media briefing on improved NIN card in Abuja, noted that the move is in collaboration with the Nigerian Interbank Settlement System. Koka Odushote said the new card program aims to address multiple use cases of federal government and private sector interventions, as well as targeted at addressing social and economic issues in the country with the payment functionalities and identity as a foundation. In a different development, the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, and Niger State Emergency Management Agency say they are collaborating to respond to the dynamite explosion that occurred in Sabonpegi, Mashegu local government area of Niger State. This was disclosed in a statement by NEMA after the Niger State Police Command confirmed that the explosion was caused by dynamite stored in a residential building. The statement issued by the command spokesperson, SP Wasiu Abiodun, says the explosion led to the death of one Fatima Saduki, while 6 others sustained injuries and were rushed to General Hospital Kainji, New Busa, for medical attention. This is Global Television, and you're watching the live broadcast of News Prime with Uyi Agumofwebe. When the rest of the news returns tonight, a rare human case of bird flu detected in England will bring you those details from the foreign scene, as well as stories from business and sports for you. Do stay with us, everyone. We appreciate you for your time with us tonight on the news. News Prime now returns with the second part of it, beginning with business, where crude oil prices dropped by 8% to $78.17 per barrel from more than $85 per barrel this past weekend, causing imported petroleum products prices to crash in the domestic market. At the previous price of $85 per barrel of crude oil, a major feedstock for refining, the price of diesel stood at over 1,145 naira per litre. However, in its latest report, the Major Energy Marketers Association of Nigeria put the price of imported diesel at 1,045 naira 15 kobo per litre, indicating the decrease of 8.7% from 1,145 naira per litre. The Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, has pledged to intensify its oversight of capital market operators to ensure strict adherence to regulations and enhance investor confidence in Nigeria's financial system. Speaking at the office launch of Norebenja Asset Management Limited and the 2025 Capital Market Outlook event in Abuja, the Commission's Director General, Dr. Emomotimi Agama, reaffirmed the Commission's zero-tolerance policy for infractions and outlined key initiatives for the coming year. Agama announced that the Commission would prioritize risk-based supervision and closely monitor operators to ensure compliance. The Statistician General of the Federation, Prince Semiu Adeyemi, has emphasized Nigeria's commitment to producing reliable and accurate economic data, stating that the ongoing rebasing of the gross domestic product (GDP) and consumer price index (CPI) is aligned with the United Nations fundamental principles of official statistics. Speaking at an event, Adeyemi explained that the rebasing exercises are critical to ensuring that Nigeria's economic indicators accurately reflect the country's evolving realities. He assured stakeholders that the Bureau remains committed to a rigorous and collaborative approach in its processes to ensure accurate and reliable data. Telecommunications operators are awaiting detailed guidelines from the Nigerian Communications Commission to outline the specifics and a framework required for implementing the controversial 50% tariff hike. The telecom regulator is expected to issue a determination document which serves as a blueprint to define the framework's terms and conditions for implementing the approved tariff adjustments. Under the new policy, telecom operators would be allowed to adjust prices within the tariff bands of 6 naira, 40 kobo to 50 naira, as established by the NCC's 2013 cost study. Meanwhile, mobile network operators will stop providing dedicated text message services to banks unless the lenders settle their outstanding debts to the telcos by the close of business today, Monday, 27th January 2025. The disconnection of the unstructured supplementary service data, popularly called USSD, which impacts mobile banking services used by millions of Nigerians, follows an order from the Nigerian Communications Commission, telecom regulator, issued on January 15, 2025. Under the directive, 9 banks were warned to clear their debt by today or risk losing access to the service, a vital element enabling customers to conduct banking transactions without internet access. And now time to go beyond Nigeria. India and China have agreed in principle to resume direct flights between the two nations nearly 5 years after the COVID-19 pandemic and subsequent political tensions caused a suspension. A statement from India's foreign ministry says the visit by a senior envoy to Beijing had led to an agreement in principle to resume direct air services between the two countries. India Foreign Ministry Secretary Vikram Misri's trip to the Chinese capital was one of the most senior officials' visits since a deadly Himalayan troop clash on their shared border in 2020 that severely strained relations between the two nations. Away from Asia, U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth says the military will keep assisting President Donald Trump's mass migrant deportations as he arrived for his first formal day of work at the Pentagon. Hegseth confirmed by Republicans despite concerns over his inexperience and alleged record of heavy drinking and domestic violence is one of Trump's most contested cabinet picks. Let's turn to health for a minute now. A rare human case of bird flu has been detected in England, that's according to UK Health and Security Agency. The agency says in a statement that the person acquired the infection on a farm where they had close and prolonged contact with a large number of infected birds. The risk to the wider public continues to be very low. The individual who caught the H5N1 infection in England's West Midlands is well and has been admitted to a high consequence infectious disease unit, and that's according to a statement by UKHSA. Masses of displaced Palestinians began streaming towards the north of the war-battered Gaza Strip after Israel and Hamas said they had reached a deal for the release of another 6 hostages. The breakthrough preserves a fragile ceasefire and paves the way for more hostage prisoner swaps under an agreement aimed at ending the more than 15-month conflict, which has devastated the Gaza Strip and displaced nearly all its residents. Israel had been preventing Palestinians from returning to their homes in northern Gaza, accusing Hamas of violating the terms of the truce. But Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office says late they would be allowed to pass after the new deal was reached. King Charles has traveled to Poland, where he met with Holocaust survivors and said the act of remembering the evils of the past remains a vital task. Reports say this is a profound visit for him, with one aide describing it as a deeply personal pilgrimage. Back in the United Kingdom, Prime Minister Keir Starmer, who will join the Prince of Wales and survivors at the official commemorations in London to mark Holocaust Memorial Day, has renewed his commitment to ensure all schools teach pupils about the Holocaust, warning that society must make never again finally mean what it says. Let's talk sports now. Super Eagles striker Victor Osimhen has launched a defamation lawsuit against Turkish journalist Tolga Bosman, who accused him of assault following Galatasaray's dramatic 3-3 draw with Dynamo Kiev 2 weeks ago. The 26-year-old Galatasaray forward, who has been in sensational form this season with 16 goals and 5 assists in 21 appearances, now faces scrutiny of the pitch amid growing controversy over the alleged incident. Bosman had claimed that Osimhen became aggressive and punched him while he was attempting to take photos of the striker outside a venue. Morocco is set to host a huge celebration of football for the second time since 1988, and the ceremony is expected to feature the biggest names in African football history, such as Egypt's Essam El Hadri, Cameroon's Patrick Mboma, Tunisia's Ayman Mouthoui, and Ivory Coast's Gervinho. A Confederation of African Football (CAF) announced that the ceremony will feature a music show with top artists in the lineup, including Morocco's Hatim Amour, Congolese star Matea Gims, and the Moroccan music producer Redouane. CAF also unveiled the official logo of the 2025 AFCON, which perfectly reflects Morocco's cultural heritage and depicts the AFCON Cup covered in zilage, the country's traditional form of mosaic art. Spain's Euro 2024 winning coach Luis de la Fuente has extended his contract to 2028. The Spanish Football Federation said in a statement that it has agreed to renew its confidence in Luis de Fuente, who will continue as national coach until after the European champions in 2028. The 63-year-old has been in the post since 2022, guiding Spain to the Nations League title in 2023 and then to victory against England in last year's Euro final. Away from football, British heavyweight Dillian Whyte is targeting a trilogy fight with Anthony Joshua as he vows to retire his bitter rival. The heavyweight duo first clashed on the amateur circuit 16 years ago as the body snatcher claimed a point victory over novice Joshua, who had not long had his first contest when the pair met. The bitter feud was reignited in December of 2015 when AJ captured the vacant British heavyweight title with an explosive 7th-round knockout victory over Whyte, who had rocked Joshua in the second round before eventually suffering the first defeat of his professional career. As Global TV News Prime comes to an end tonight, let's take a quick look at some of our big stories. The head of the European Union delegation to Nigeria and Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, Ambassador Gautier Millot, has called on the bloc to adopt a new approach in its dealings with Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger Republic. In business, crude oil prices have dropped by 8% to $78.17 per barrel from more than $85 per barrel this past weekend. On the foreign scene, a rare human case of bird flu has been detected in England, as according to the UK Health and Security Agency. And finally, in sports tonight, we told you bitter feud has been reignited in Joshua and Whyte, which is most likely going to lead to another bout between both. And that's all I have for you tonight on News Prime. Thank you so very much for watching. Here's a quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365, Star Times 276, and free to air on Nightcomsat. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms using @Global TV NG, as well as other handles as you now see on your screen. On behalf of the entire production team based here in Abuja, the capital city of Nigeria, Global TV's world headquarters, I'm Uyi Agmofwebe saying a big thank you to you for watching. We will see you again.